Okay, so good day, grade 7. Welcome to our new topic, which is lesson for week number 7. Ano pa? So, it's almost, we're almost at one of our last topics for this school year. And time really flies when we're learning and having fun together. So I am Sir Wawi, your ever curious science buddy. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you'll always be updated with our upcoming lessons and activities. All right. Okay, so let's get started. This week, our topic is about the tilt of the Earth. Actually, the tilt of the Earth is actually a topic for week number 7 and week number 8. But in week number 7, we will focus on seasons, while week number 8, we will focus on the difference between land breeze and sea breeze. Okay, so um, what do you call this? Don't worry, this topic is very easy. We will just examine, okay, the effects of the tilt of the earth on the different seasons happened yearly. Okay, so for our learning competency, make a physical model or use drawings to demonstrate how the tilt of the earth relative to its orbit around the sun affects the intensity of sunlight absorbed by the different areas of earth over a year. Actually, meron tayo later na diagram or illustration to show the different position of the Earth. And for that positions, makikita natin kung ano yung mga season we can analyze, okay, or determine the season experienced by the different regions, okay, in the Earth. And then explain using models how the tilt of the Earth affects the changes in the length of daytime and at different times of the year. And for the learning objectives, illustrate the position and movement of the Earth around the Sun. Relate the tilt of the Earth to the length of daytime, nighttime, and seasons. Illustrate the position of the Sun and Earth at different seasons of the year. Relate the length of daytime to the amount of energy received. And relate the position of the Earth in its orbit to the height of the Sun in the sky. Relate the height or altitude of the Sun in the sky to the amount of energy received, and for number 7, relate the latitude of an area to the amount of energy it receives. Okay, so let's continue. Ayan, so before we begin, let's have a short review. So, instruct the learners to find 7 words related to the illustration of the sun, earth, and moon system. So, pwede niyong ilista muna dyan sa inyong mga notebook yung mga makikita ninyong words. Okay? Ayan, so we have season. Nakita niyo ba yan? We also have revolution. We also have night. We also have life. We also have energy. And we also have day. And then rotation. Okay. So those are the words that we find or found here in the puzzle. These words are related, okay, in our discussion, okay, this week. Okay, so season, revolution, night, life, energy, day, and rotation. And it's not new, or it's not a new word for you, because we uh already encounter these words in our day-to-day activity. But of course, some of you still um or still unfamiliar about revolution, rotation. Okay, so madidiscuss naman natin yan. Especially, we will try to differentiate revolution and rotation. Ayan, so before anything else, okay, let's assess yourself. Okay, it's about season. So, gaano na ba kaalam, or ano na ba yung alam natin about seasons, mga anak? Meron na ba kayong ideas? So, some of you already have an idea about the seasons in the earth. Like, for example, winter, di ba? One of our bucket list. Gusto nating makapunta dun sa mga bansa na may winter. Pero dito kasi sa Philippines, wala. So anyway, lalagay natin ng emoticons, okay, yung mga statement. Kung hindi natin kaya pang sagutin before the lesson, ay lalagyan natin ng isang emoticon. Dalawa naman, I can answer the question but I need to read my notes. Or 3 emoticons, I can answer the question without my notes. Okay, the first statement, I can illustrate the position and movement of the earth around the sun. Kaya na ba? Okay, so I can relate the tilt of the earth to the length of daytime and nighttime and seasons. Kaya na ba? So I can illustrate the position of the sun and the earth at different seasons of the year. And then for the last statement, okay, I can relate the length of daytime to the amount of energy received. Kaya na ba natin? Okay, so meron pa. I can relate the position of the Earth in its orbit to the height of the sun in the sky. I can relate the height of the sun in the sky to the amount of energy received. And I can relate the latitude of an area to the amount of energy it receives. Okay, so assess yourself kung kaya na ba or hindi pa. Okay, so for our first activity is about unlocking vocabulary. So fill in the blanks. Okay, so three words lang naman. Complete the missing information by choosing the correct answer from the three words below. Okay, so the Earth's blank causes day and night. Okay, it's ano, ano pong sagot natin? The Earth's rotation. Actually, ang tamang sagot dyan is rotation. Okay. The Earth's rotation causes day and night, while revolution around the sun brings about the changing season throughout the year. Okay, so ulitin natin. The Earth's rotation causes day and night, while its revolution around the sun brings about the changing season throughout the year. Okay? Sige. So may natutunan naman kahit papaano dito. So yung rotation daw, siya yung dahilan kung bakit may araw at gabi. Yung revolution naman, siya yung dahilan kung bakit nagbabago yung season. Okay? Sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo. In our country, we only have two seasons, especially for tropical countries. Pero doon sa mga countries like Canada or USA, they experience more than two or four seasons. Ano? Ayan. So, activity number two, rotation and revolution. We will try to differentiate um, the word rotation and revolution. Ano? So, describe the position and movement of the Earth around the sun. Okay, so analyze the illustration and label the parts. Okay, so let's start with letter A. Ano yung letter A? Actually, mga anak, it's known as the orbit. So, orbit is also an imaginary line where the Earth revolves. Para siya yung path ng Earth habang umiikot sa araw. Parang daan siya, mga anak. Daan siya ng ating planet Earth habang umiikot sa araw. But it don't really exist kung exist na may line talaga sa solar system. It's an imaginary line lang. Okay, and the shape of the orbit of our planet is elliptical. Okay, for your information. Okay, we also have the North Pole. Okay, so one of the pole, okay, on the Earth, ano? Okay, actually, meron tayong dalawang pole, the North Pole and the South Pole. Okay, and then letter C, equator. Okay, or also known as the 0 degree latitude. Ano? Okay, the middle portion. Actually, equator then is an imaginary line. Wala po talagang hati ang planet Earth. And then letter D, it's the Earth, of course, our planet, okay, where life exists. And then letter E, it's the South Pole, okay, the opposite of the North Pole. And then F, okay, what's that? It's axis. Yung white na parang pahaba, it's axis. Ano? Tilt. Actually, the tilt of the Earth is equal to 23.5 degrees. Okay, yun yung parang tilt. Hindi talaga diretsong patuwid yung Earth. Nakahilig. Tingnan niyo. Para siyang nakahilig. That's the tilt of the Earth. The axis. Ano? And then, we also have revolution. Okay, yung buong ikot ng Earth sa araw, yung isang ikot, let's say, umikot yung Earth ng isa sa araw, ang tawag natin ay revolution. And revolution takes 365 days or 1 year bago matapos. Okay, and then we also have moon. Okay, the natural satellite of our planet. And then the sun. Okay, the main source of energy of our planet. Okay, so review muna tayo. Orbit, the path of the object follows as it moves around another object in space. Okay, North Pole, the northernmost point of the Earth, located at 90 degrees north latitude. And then equator, or the 0 degree latitude, an imaginary line around the middle of the Earth that divides into the northern and southern hemisphere. And then Earth, the third planet from the Sun and the only known planet that supports life. Okay, South Pole. The southernmost point of the Earth, located at 90 degrees south latitude. So yung nasa taas north, nasa baba ay south. Another axis, an imaginary line that runs through the North Pole. okay, and South Pole on which the Earth rotates. Okay, Earth's revolution, the movement of the Earth around the Sun that takes about 365.25 days pag may leap year. Pero pag wala, 365 days only. And then Moon, the natural satellite of the Earth that orbits around it. And then the Sun, the star at the center of our solar system that gives light and heat to the Earth. Okay. Sige, let's differentiate muna the two, rotation versus revolution. Checkan natin kung yung definition ay para sa rotation or sa revolution. The Earth is turning on its axis. It's rotation. Ano? The Earth turning on its axis is rotation. And that's causes day and night. Okay, rotation on its axis. Kaya meron tayong araw at gabi. It's because of rotation. Okay, which only happened for about 24 hours or 1 day. And then approximately 365.25 days, it's for revolution. Approximately 23 hours and 56 minutes and 4 seconds or 24 hours. Okay, it's rotation. Nasabi ko na eh. Creates the diurnal cycle of lightness and darkness. Correct, it's rotation. And then the movement of the Earth around the Sun. Correct, revolution. Okay, so activity number 3, exploring Earth's tilt and latitude to help students understand how Earth's tilt and latitude affect the distribution of sunlight by analyzing illustration and answering guide questions. Ayan, so okay, so analyze the illustration and answer the question that follow. So analyze muna natin itong illustration. Okay, so we also have, let's say this is the sun, and then the sun ray hits the Earth. Okay, so in that illustration, do you think that the sun or the Earth receives, or all of the regions in the Earth receives equal amount of light? Okay, if the sun is here, so hindi ano, so itong front lang, yun lang yung ating nakaka-receive ng light rays. So it means in this part, it's daytime, while at the back portion, it's nighttime. Ano? Okay, so this part is known as the Arctic Circle, which can be found in the northern hemisphere. This is the Tropic of Cancer, the middle portion that divides the two hemisphere, the equator, the Tropic of Capricorn in the southern, and then the Antarctic Circle in the South Pole. Okay, so these are the question. What is the angle of Earth's axial tilt? Gaano ba yung tilt or parang hilig ng Earth? Okay, so it's equivalent. The angle of Earth's axial tilt is 23.5 degrees. Tatandaan natin. Which part of the Earth receives the greatest intensity of the sun's rays? So based on the illustration, itong illustration yung ating pagbabasihan. Based on the illustration, which part of the Earth receives the greatest intensity of sun's ray? Okay, so ano pong sagot natin? In the diagram, the Tropic of Cancer. Okay, yung Tropic of Cancer yung pinaka nakaka-receive ng light or sunlight. Bakit po? Okay, the Tropic of Cancer and the equatorial region receives the greatest intensity of light or sun's rays. Sunlight strikes the equator more directly compared to other latitudes. So this direct angle of sunlight results in greater heating and higher temperatures. Actually, lagi naman ang equator. Equator, especially yung laging natatamaan ng greatest intensity of sun's rays. Okay. But in the illustration, okay, kung ipagpipilian natin Tropic of Cancer or Capricorn, syempre Tropic of Cancer. Why does the energy received by places farther from the equator decrease? Bakit daw yung energy naman na nare-release or na-absorb rather nung mga places na malayo sa equator ay bumababa? Let's say, habang pataas bumababa or habang pababa ng pababa, bumababa yung energy. Pero sa mismong equator, napakainit. So as you move from the equator towards the poles, sunlight strikes the Earth's surface at an increasing oblique angle, papaslant. Okay? Kung halimbawa, pa-north, ay di yung slant ay pataas. Kung sa south, slant ay pababa. So this means the same amount of sunlight spread over a larger area, resulting in less intense heating. So kung yung sun rays is nakaslant, okay, yung ray or yung energy is kakalat sa malawak na lugar. Okay, so bababa talaga yung temperature. Okay, pero kung ikaw ay nakatutok yung sun rays mismo sa equator, ay di yun lang talagang maiinitan. Kaya ang konsepto, habang lumalayo sa equator, bumababa yung temperature is because okay, the sun's ray as you go down the pole or go to the pole, okay, the temperature decreases because the sun's ray absorb or spread out, kumakalat sa iba't ibang lugar. Kumbaga hindi nakafocus lang sa isang point. Okay. Next, why are the coldest regions on Earth typically located near the poles? Bakit daw okay, yung mga places na malamig ay nasa pole? Kasi dito sa pole, okay, near the pole, sunlight strikes the Earth's surface at a very oblique angle. Kumbaga parang okay, hindi na maarawan talaga kasi oblique eh. Kung sa north ay di pataas yung slant. Compare sa equator na talagang directly. Okay, so balikan natin yung illustration. This one. Kung ito yung sun's ray, okay, dito, papunta sa North Pole, pag ganun yung sunlight. From here to there. Pag ito naman South Pole, from here to there. Diga? So parang hindi na talaga maaanuhan ng sunlight. Okay, kaya sobrang lamig. Okay, so as you move from the equator towards the pole, sunlight strikes the Earth's surface at an increasingly oblique angle. This means the same amount of sunlight is spread over a larger area, resulting in less intense heating. Why are the coldest regions on Earth typically located near poles? Near the pole, sunlight strikes the Earth's surface at a very oblique angle, especially during winter months. This results in less solar energy being absorbed, leading to colder temperatures. These regions also have reduced duration of sunlight, leading to less heat being received. Kumbaga, yun nga ang explanation ko kanina. Okay, kaya bumababa yung ating what do you call this? Yung temperature pagdating or papataas or palapit sa poles, yung ating sunlight or light rays kasi is parang papaslant na or nagiging oblique na. Okay, hindi tulad sa equator na directly or nakaka-create ng perpendicular to the equator. Kaya sobrang init sa equator. Okay, why are the regions with high temperatures typically located at the equator? Kasi nga, near the equator, sunlight strikes the Earth's surface almost perpendicularly throughout the year. This direct angle of sunlight leads to maximum heating and results in higher temperatures. Actually, mga ma'am and sir, mas maganda kung habang nagtuturo tayo, advice ko lang is nagdo-drawing tayo sa board. Kasi mas maano yun, ma-visualize ng mga bata, ay ganito pala yung nangyayari. Ang hirap lang kasi dito wala akong chalk. Okay, so Earth's tilt closed. The tilt of the Earth axis relative to its orbit around the Sun contributes to the changing seasons. Regions near the equator experience higher temperatures because sunlight strikes the Earth's surface more, okay, directly resulting in greater heating. Near the equator, sunlight strikes the Earth's surface more perpendicularly, leading to higher intensity of solar radiation and heat. The tilt of the Earth axis causes different parts of the Earth to receive varying amounts of sunlight throughout the year, leading to the changing seasons. The angle at which sunlight strikes the Earth's surface near the equator and near the poles affects the intensity of solar radiation and heat received. Temperatures vary by latitude, with location closer to the equator experiencing warmer temperatures and cooler. Okay, so panoorin na lang natin itong video presentation about seasons. Okay, so what causes day and night? The Earth makes one complete rotation approximately once to every 24 hours. As one side of the Earth rotates toward the Sun, the side experiences daylight. The side facing away from the Sun experiences darkness or night. Okay, why are there seasons? Earth's axis tilted 23.5 degrees in the same direction, so the parts of the Earth that receive more directly sunlight and have more daylight hours change throughout the year. This causes seasons or times of the year with patterns of weather and daylight, which vary depending on where you live. Why did the season change? The season changed due to the tilt of Earth axis as it orbits around the Sun. So iba-iba kasi yung position ng ating planet. Okay, throughout the year. Kaya nag-iiba-iba yung season. Hindi naman pwedeng puro summer sa north or pwedeng puro winter sa south. Okay. So nagbabago-bago yon because of the different position and the tilt of the Earth as it revolves around the Sun. Okay, so what is the difference between an equinox and solstice? So mga anak, pag sinabi nating equinox, napakasimple. Equinox are characterized by equal length of day and night. Ito yung buwan kung saan yung haba ng araw at gabi ay parehas lamang. Okay, while solstice is the opposite of equinox. Kumbaga, dito sa solstice are characterized, meron ditong longest and shortest days of the year. May mahabang araw compare sa gabi or mahabang gabi compare sa araw. Okay, that's solstice. Solstice. Okay, so sige. Ayan. So, unahin muna natin yung March equinox. Pag sinabi nating equinox, so ibig sabihin March and September equal yung haba ng araw at gabi. Okay, March equinox. Dito naman sa June solstice, di magkakaiba yung haba ng araw at gabi. May mas nakakalamang. Ano? So, unahin natin yung, okay, unahin natin yung ating March equinox. So, based on this one, in the Northern Hemisphere, ano kayang season yung na-experience ng North? Directly. Okay, ano? So, sa North, it's spring. While sa Southern Hemisphere, it's autumn. Okay, ano? So, ito po yung na-experience ng Northern Hemisphere. Pero ito applicable lamang doon sa mga may four seasons. Okay, so here, okay, tingnan natin. Ayan. So, next, June solstice naman tayo. So, dito naman sa June solstice, kung titingnan natin, Northern Hemisphere yung nakaka-experience ng summer, while sa Southern is winter. Kung titingnan natin talaga, mas lamang. Okay. Mas talagang nakafocus yung sunlight dito sa North compare sa South. Ano, kaya sa South ay mostly winter. Ano, at ibig sabihin nito during June solstice, okay, mas mahaba dito yung daytime, okay, compare sa nighttime sa north. Okay, south naman, mas mahaba ang ating nighttime compare sa daytime. Okay, so next, ayan. So, September equinox, autumn or fall. Okay, so dito naman sa September equinox, pantay ang haba ng araw at gabi. So, sa ating northern, okay, autumn. Okay, and then sa southern naman is spring. While pag December naman, okay, ang nakafocus naman, mas madaming what do you call this, araw or yung araw nakafocus ay nasa south. Kaya sa south, summer, and then sa north naman ay winter. So, ibig sabihin, mas mahaba ang araw sa south compare sa north. Ano? Okay, and then, mas mahaba naman ang gabi sa north compare sa south. Okay, so ganun lamang po yung dalawa. Okay, so hopefully naman, naintindihan natin yung pabago-bagong seasons. Nagbabago yung seasons and in every year because the earth revolves around the sun. And the season is also affected by the tilt of the earth. Okay. Okay, so dito pa rin tayo. So, isa-isahin na muna natin yung description ng bawat season. So, pag sinabi nating spring, okay, ito mga anak yung type ng season kung saan season after winter when the weather becomes warmer and plants begin to grow. Spring. Okay, tagsibol ano. Okay, summer naman, it's the hottest season of the year with longer days and more direct sunlight. Autumn naman is the season when the weather starts to cool. Kumbaga ito yung preparation na sa papalapit na winter and the leaves change color and fall from trees. Pag winter naman, that's the coldest season. Okay, sige. So, self-assessment, instruct the learners to read. Okay, ano ba? Masasagot na ba natin? Okay? So, hopefully after the lesson, masagot natin. I can illustrate the position and movement of the earth around the sun. So, based on the illustration, okay, pwede mo nang ma-illustrate ano yung movement of earth around the sun. I can relate the tilt of the earth to the length of day, time, and nighttime, and seasons. Okay, ano nga ang tilt ng earth? It's 23.5. I can illustrate the position of the sun and earth at different seasons. So, meron tayong iba't ibang months, March, June, September, and December. I can relate the length of daytime to the amount of energy. Okay, so yung length of daytime, pag mas mahaba yung daytime, syempre mas dami yung ma-absorb na energy. Ano? Pero pag mas maikli ang daytime, ay di, konti lang din yung energy, especially during solstice. Ano? So I can relate the position of the Earth in its orbit to the height of the sun in the sky. Okay, I can relate the height of the sun in the sky to the amount of energy received. I can relate the latitude of an area to the amount of energy it receives. Pag 0 degree latitude, doon talaga yung more direct ang sunlight, which is known as the equator. Okay, so encircle the letter of the best answer. What causes the sun to appear as it rises in the east and sets in the west? Correct, it's letter B, rotation. Which day in the northern hemisphere has the fewest hours of daylight? Okay, it's letter A, winter solstice. Okay, so pag winter na talaga is mahaba ang gabi, hindi daylight. Okay, nabanggit ka naman kanina. Okay, next. Which statement is true if you are living near the equator? Correct. It's letter D. An equator hour of daylight all year long. Talagang doon talaga kasi direct ang sunlight. Okay, what causes the sun's apparent path across the sky during the day? Okay, it's B, Earth's rotation. Which best explains why winter is colder than summer? Okay, it's D, Earth's tilt allows less energy to be received, okay, during winter. Next, why is the summer in the southern hemisphere if the northern hemisphere experiencing winter? It's letter D. And the southern hemisphere is receiving the most direct rays from the sun. Okay. So, ibig sabihin, kung winter sa north, edi summer sa south. Kasi nga, okay, yung south is mostly nakapasa or nakaharap or facing directly from the sun. So, pag ano naman sa south, pag winter, edi summer naman sa north. Kasi yun naman ang nakaharap sa what season occurs in the northern hemisphere if the axis is pointed away from the sun? Pointed away. Correct. It's winter. Okay, what season is experienced in the northern hemisphere at position 2? Position 2 ha. Okay, ang tinatanong natin, northern hemisphere. Okay, correct. It's letter B, spring. Okay, ano? Spring. Ano naman sa atin sa south? It's fall or autumn. Next, what is the season north of the equator if the North Pole is tilted towards the sun? Tilted ha, towards the sun. Correct, it's summer. What is the cause of the Earth's season? Ayan, letter D, inclination of the Earth's axis and revolution around the sun. How does the tilt of the Earth's axis affect the length of daylight hours of different latitudes? Correct, it causes daylight hours to vary with the seasons. How does the tilt of the Earth axis contribute to the changing seasons? Correct. By altering the angle of sunlight, okay, reaching different latitudes. For 14, which of the following statements about the summer solstice is true? Okay, it's letter C. It occurs when the Earth's axis is tilted towards the sun. Which factor primarily determines the length of daylight hours during a particular season? Correct. Earth's tilt relative to its orbit around the sun. Okay, so sige, hopefully, alam na natin kung ano yung nagiging cause ng season. It's because of the revolution of the Earth. Thank you so much, grade 7.